Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 140. I think today's Thursday, right? Yeah.
It is game day.
Yeah, that it is. Illinois playing at home against Indiana tonight. We'll preview that later. But first, we have a victory to talk about, which was it's a game you got to win, right? And they took care
Yeah,
of business. And they
It-
probably win this game by 30 without the foul trouble in the first half, if we're being
yeah.
honest.
It's a game where you got to go into Minnesota, the bottom of the barrel, and you got to win. And Illinois did that. First half was a little iffy, like you said, a lot of foul trouble, especially from the bigs. So we got some Brandon Leave time.
A lot
He,
of Brandon
a
Lee time.
lot of Brandon Leave time. So, but yeah, found a way to win. That's all that matters. Steve's here. Steve, what's going on? How you doing today? Let's talk about the Pogs, player of the game for each of us. I know that you guys are probably shocked with Ethan's pick because, he's only picked him the last 8 games. But I went with Jaden Epps, 25 minutes, 5 of 9 from the field, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. I have 2 blocks down here. Is that right?
Sure.
Holy cow, 2 blocks and 1 turnover. I thought that in the first half, with Danger on the bench and Coleman on the bench and Brandon Lieb was playing, that Epps kind of stepped up. His touch around the rim is amazing. That one that he kind of came through the lane, soft hook shot. The way that he finds ways to score is phenomenal. And his defense continues to impress me. I know I've talked about it probably the last 3 episodes, but his defense continues to get better, and that is huge. And again, playing the point, 1 turnover, I will take that all the time. Quackle's here. He says Lieb was solid.
Wasn't solid enough for you to spell his name
Alexis, how you
correctly.
doing? Yeah, he's so good. I don't know how to spell his name.
I will say this about Lieb. We'll get to him, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
career high minutes, 12 minutes, most
Yeah.
he's played.
I assume career high points too.
How many did he have?
4.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah. Underwood said of Jaden Epps, he said, quote, "I'm shocked every time he misses. Fletch thinks that in his career, he can be one of the strongest guys pound for pound to ever play here. He's got a great body where he can absorb a hit, and he has so many different release points with his shot, and it's just really soft. Great at getting a crease, great pull-up jump shot, can shoot the cover off of it from 3, just has a great, great gift."
Lieb had 4 points in his first ever game against North Carolina A&T, November 25th, 2020.
Quackle said to relax.
Yes. 2 for 2 from the line in that game, 1 for 2 from the field, 4 points.
So he
5
tied his
minutes.
career high.
Yeah. Illinois won that game by 42.
Jeremy's here. What's going on? He says Dane is the most polished Illini post since Brian Cook.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely polished. He's got great skill. So go ahead, Matthew Meyer.
Well, easy pick. You talk about driving the offense. You talk about a guy stepping up when other guys run the bench. I thought he did that. 31
second
minutes.
half, though, right? I mean, he kind of took over in the second half. It felt
he had a couple late threes in the first half. They had that last play of the first half.
Yep.
RJ's pass, yeah.
Yep.
8 of 14 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks, only 2 blocks, 2 turnovers.
Sad about 2 blocks from Matthew.
Yeah, that seems low. I think you should probably double that number. But he's kind of in certain spots where he has been the last couple of games where he's like, okay, I'm just going to go to the hoop. I'm pretty sure I can score on these guys. He's good at taking advantage of matchups.
Yeah. Yeah, and Brad has been really good. Last game he talked about, 15 possessions in a row. They ran a play for him. Brad's really good at getting him the ball, especially when Illinois needs a bucket. And I feel like even though he does have this, hero ball aspect to him, it's under control. Terrence Shannon seems to get out of control a lot when he's trying to take over a game by himself without passing out or using his team or making hard cuts, where Matthew Meyer just he is completely under control all the time. Thought it was interesting. Brad said this was his first career double-double, so props to Matthew Meyer on that. Underwood also said about Matthew Meyer, Matt is a good bucket getter, and it doesn't have to be out of actions. Tonight it was a lot in the paint, and a night where TJ, Terrence Shannon, if you guys don't know, that's what they call him, obviously. Why wouldn't you? Spectacular offensively. He was defensively, and Matt picked up the load. And they asked Brad about, how Matthew Meyer has gotten better, since he's been so good the last, what's it been, 7 games now, where he's consistently been good.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the year, we're like, oh no, Matthew Meyer, what are you doing?
Well, his first great game was the MSG game.
Yeah.
And I think since then, other than Bethune-Cookman, he's been double-digit points. It's just been about efficiency. Bethune-Cookman, he had 7 points, and he was 2 for 9 from the field, so not his best there. But he's got 3 MVPs on KenPom this season: the Texas game, the Alabama A&M game, and the Minnesota game. So,
yeah,
how about that?
Yeah. Gary's here. He's coming back to the States. He wants to meet you, Ethan.
All right.
Zach says, big game tonight. Got to have a win at home. Let's stay hot. Can Dane handle TJD?
Yeah.
Gary
If Kofi could handle him, I think Dane can handle him. Now, I will say this. I worry about foul trouble for Dane Danger in this game.
But we'll get to that.
I don't think that they need him to handle TJD to win. That's where I'm at on that.
I agree. Brad credited Matthew Meyer's conditioning. Talked about how he now has a 6-pack. I don't know. Maybe they just stand around and look at each other's stomachs. But yeah. He also said he has the ability to turn poorly executed plays into a bucket, and there's not a lot of those guys, and he's one of them. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it seems like when plays break down, you give the ball to Matthew Meyer and you say, create. Well,
we talked about all season how he seemed like the only guy that could get to the bucket on his own, or the only guy that wanted to. And now everybody's starting to maybe do it. I mean, Epps is doing it. TJ Shannon is doing it, as they call him. But I don't know. Should we call him TJ? I mean,
I guess he's TJ now. Yeah.
I like TSJ.
I mean, I guess you call when somebody like CJ is like a Chris Jr. Or something.
AJ Soprano, Anthony Soprano
sense.
Jr. If you want me to have a Soprano reference back to
every episode, Soprano, here we come. Jeremy says both coaches get nervous when Meyer shoots.
Yeah.
I don't think Brad is nervous at all. I think Brad is.
Brad encourages it. And he also encourages Coleman Hawkins shooting from the logo.
Yeah, he encourages Coleman Hawkins to do whatever he wants. He also said of Matthew Meyer, which you can tell like in his post games and stuff, this is how he is. He says he's got a chill mode to him that keeps everybody loose. He's a calming effect because he's mature and he gets it. I enjoy conversations with Matt. I enjoy talking basketball with him, and I enjoy talking life with him. He's a good person.
Well, Meyer also he's really deep for rhetoric.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're trying to get rid of the narrative of Meyer going after everybody.
Yeah,
by talking about how good he is and how he is. So I don't know. Apparently he's the class clown of the team.
Yeah, he had that quote. I don't know when it was, but talking about how he likes to mess with Brad because Brad's such a hard ass.
Yeah,
yeah. So it seems
right
from both sides.
Yeah. Terrence Shannon, TJ Shannon. Sorry. 27 minutes, 2 of 12 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. Got most of the points from the line, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. You got to like to see that when he's not scoring. 1 steal, 3 turnovers. I feel like teams are starting to figure him out a little bit more. But to everybody that says Brad doesn't adjust, Brad adjusted where TJ was in the second half. He had him more on the baseline. He was finding ways to get to the basket from that position rather than have him out top. So there was definitely an adjustment there to get Terrence Shannon at least to the basket, to get him, on the free throw line, because the shots weren't falling. So he found a way to get him points regardless. So
This is probably the first game where he's been not effective at all in the offensive end, and they've won.
Yeah.
You look at other games. I mean, his worst performance in a win before this was probably Bethune-Cookman. I mean, he had 13 points and he was 3 of I mean, that's not even that bad. But other than that, I mean, some of the losses he's been bad. Northwestern, he was bad. He was good against Missouri, but that game pretty much, I mean, that didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Penn State, he wasn't good. But other than that,
And I think
mean,
that's saying more about how much this team is becoming
yeah,
better and,
I think so.
Scoring distribution. I mean, this game there were 4 guys that had 10 double-digit points. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And last game there was 5, I believe. And that's with Rogers having 8 this game. So Rogers almost got to double figures too. So Dane Danger, 5 of 6, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. He didn't have any turnovers, which you like to see, but minutes were limited with him, 21 minutes due to foul trouble. Again, that's my worry about when he starts playing bigger bigs in the big that know how to play the post.
Right.
But it is what it is. Brandon Lieb came in. He did fine. You got to be happy that this was against Minnesota and it wasn't against Purdue or something. But Illinois made do with what they had to. Underwood said of Dane that he would have loved to get him a few more looks, but the game was in a good flow. So later in the game, he didn't play him as much because the guys that were on the court were doing just a good enough job that didn't matter. They started the second half on a 12-0 run, held Minnesota to like 3 of 13 shooting to extend that lead more. So in a close game, that's what you want to see. You come out in the second half, you have a run to start the half, and then you build off that. And the defense seemed to step up a lot in the second half. Which always helps offense, always. So Bergie's here. Have to keep Shannon on the left side or to the left, unfortunately. Kept saying something about that, but they used to come in here. I don't think they come in here anymore. Ethan probably made him mad. So
yeah.
Sincere, 20 minutes, 3 of 7, 1 of 2 from 3, 7 points, 8 rebounds for Sincere Harris, 3 assists, no turnovers. Welcome to playing offense, Sincere. That he was good. Made his first 3. Got a breakaway layup. Made that circus shot behind the back. I don't know how it went in, but it did. So we'll take it. So it was good to see that. Again, 8 rebounds from a guard. Brad talked about how guards need to get in there and rebound more. He tied Rogers, who had 8, and of course Matthew Meyer had 10. So when your starting point guard is pulling down as many as the guys that you expect to rebound, you'll take that.
I mean, rebounding was 50 to 29, so
yeah,
wasn't really all that fair.
Illinois there was definitely an emphasis on crashing the glass. Steve says Underwood is going to spread out the offense in motion, making everyone play better on both sides. Yeah, the spread offense definitely has helped. Brad said of Sincere, everybody doesn't think he can shoot. He can shoot. That's a huge positive because his ability to guard is electric. And I'm going to throw this in here with this because we talked about Jaden Epps. We talked about Sincere. Somebody asked him, when do you switch to Jaden Epps starting?
Never.
And and he said, when you don't want to change things up, but when do you do it? And do you think about that? And Underwood said, I don't care. What does it matter? You guys think that matters. I don't give 2 rips about who starts, who comes off the bench. You guys think that's a big deal. I think Sincere Harris guards his butt off every day and gives us value. So as long as I think that, I don't give 2 rips about who starts and who comes off the bench. Brad Underwood does not give two rips what you guys think. That's all I know.
He started the last 6 games. They're 5-1 when he starts. He played 24 minutes, 9 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 11 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
and there wasn't that big of it. I know that Sincere got hurt in the Michigan State game, but I mean, Jaden played 25 and Sincere played 20 this game. So,
yeah,
again,
21, 22, 29, 27, 31, 25. Those are his minutes with Sincere starting.
Yeah. Brady says we need rips and bursts tonight.
Yep.
That's hard to say. Coleman Hawkins, 17 minutes. Foul trouble.
Brad would have had him out there for 40 if he could have.
Oh, yeah. Easily. 43, probably. He probably would have made him play overtime by himself.
Yep.
Hawkins, 17 minutes, 1 of 2. They were both from 3. Again, shot 1 from the low. I think the other one wasn't as deep. It was still pretty
Step
deep.
back.
But yeah. 3 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. I don't know. His defense was mediocre at best, I'd say. I didn't watch the first 2 possessions, but you said that he got burnt by Garcia twice. So Brady says he needs less minutes. Yeah, I mean, we just get Coleman in foul trouble. We'll be okay. Yep. So no, hate that. I don't want to rip on him. 17 minutes. Sorry, you've got so many fouls. So that one, he literally just slapped the guy too. So
yeah.
Breakout night for Ty Rodgers. I cannot believe he wasn't your player of the game. 22 minutes, 4 of 5 from the field. Missed both his free throws, of course. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block, 1 turnover. This seemed like a great recipe, playing Minnesota, teams playing well to get Ty Rodgers going offensively. And I know that you've tweeted out about how well he works in this offense just because he knows how to find holes. He's got a great basketball IQ. He cuts on the baseline a lot. That gets him open. And he was just aggressive this game. So Ty Rodgers, hopefully this builds on something. So Zachary Hinkle is here. He says, have to jump early, but a question I need answered when you get to tonight's game. Are players only meetings the biggest farce in college sports? I refuse to accept that does anything. I don't know. Did I miss something? Was there a players meeting?
I have no opinion.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they get together and talk. I mean, they're on the same team, right?
It doesn't do anything.
Underwood said of Ty, really happy for Ty. He's been working hard in practice, so hard in practice. 8 rebounds. We see what he's capable of. RJ Melendez, 21 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover. What are your thoughts on RJ right now?
He'll get there. He'll get
think
there.
So? I mean, we're almost halfway through the season, aren't we?
Give it time, folks. Give it time.
We're more than halfway.
Only 18 games in. Give it time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think that his defense is good. I know you've been ripping on his defense for like 6 months now.
I didn't say anything about it in this game. It was fine.
Yeah. So Underwood said RJ has been great. I know his night is coming on the offensive side. See?
What's his season high?
No one believes in him more than me. He's trying so hard. He's a lockdown defender with his length and size, and he's playing really hard, and good things are coming his way pretty quick.
17 points against Lindenwood.
Woodson said there was one before the Wisconsin game. I don't believe anything Woodson says.
Yeah, that's BS.
Brady Evans says Ty kind of reminds me of LeRon Black, just his style. Hopefully he doesn't carry around, pistols or whatever. What was LeRon doing? Something stupid. Yeah. Jeremy, you see Luke's reaction when Danger dropped battle. I don't think I saw it. Did you see it?
Mm-mm.
Steve, will we get a Goody sighting tonight? No. Goody sounds like he's still at least a week away. Ethan says he'll play the 24th. Isn't that what he said? Mike Worth? Sounds right.
Sure.
He's got insider information. Zach Bates has been calling him.
I don't think that's true, but
Oh.
okay.
B-League 12.
I would say the 28th. I could see him playing Wisconsin.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we already pushed back. We already pushed back his date of return.
Hopefully they have a players-only meeting before they play Wisconsin.
I hope they have one tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
And say, you know that TJD guy? He sucks. Brandon Lieb, 13 minutes, 2 of 3 from the field. Missed his only free throw, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 turnover. What a game from Brandon Lieb. Offensively, he's okay. Defensively, man, he's slow.
I don't think he's good offensively either. I don't, you know.
Well, I mean, he's 7 foot tall. It's
if Meyer can give him a free, layup and one, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hey, at least he catches the ball. Most of the time.
I don't think anybody's expecting him to get the ball.
Yeah. Again, foul trouble made him play 13 minutes. I will reiterate, thank God that it was Minnesota. Crypto's here. Crypto says, happy for Brandon, though. He wasn't terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. It depends on your definition of terrible. Zach says, would have liked to see Rodgers have all those lead minutes, maybe even Perrin. Perrin is not playing, guys.
I can't. Can we stop talking about him?
He's not playing.
Jesus, why can't Brad put that to bed? He already said Moretti wasn't playing.
I know. That's why I text you and said, can he say the same? So maybe Perrin is going to play.
I hope Perrin plays, and I hope he sucks. I hope he's terrible. Jesus. But I think the reason that Rodgers didn't have all those lead minutes is probably because Coleman and Danger were in foul trouble. So they didn't have anybody to guard Garcia.
In the first half, I text you. I was pissed that Brad didn't go small once they took out the big guy, Payne. I was like, why was Lieb still playing then? There was no reason for him to be in the game.
Just Lieb getting ready for the Edie game because they're going to need him in that game.
That's true. Yeah, they're going to need him to come in and just foul him 5 times.
If there's a game where he would ever get folded in half, that's the one.
Well, and Edie would do it, and there wouldn't be a foul call. So,
and Zachary Perrin will come in, and he'll be great because automatically, yeah. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah.
God.
I was other notes and quotes. You already talked about Illinois dominated the boards 50-29. They also dominated points in the paint 54-28. 7 blocks. What?
They also, I think, if this team can shoot 31% from 3 and only make 5 out of 16, then that's a good thing that they can win a game like this easily. They're also becoming, if they aren't already, one of the best teams at shooting and scoring inside the 3-point line. They're 13th in the country in 2-point percentage. So, yeah, they're totally dominating that area of the game because they're 203rd in 3-pointers. So,
and I love that. Like I've talked about it consistently. And less than 23s a game is fantastic. And 5 of 16, I'll take that every game. They held Minnesota 3 of 13. I think 1 was late in the game. So again, holding teams to not shooting many threes, but also not being able to convert on many threes. 7 blocks. The team is now averaging 6.3. Where's that rank? Can you rank that for me?
I can give you the ranking for their block percentage.
Yeah.
54th.
54th. Okay. 11 turnovers, which I think is acceptable for these guys.
Sure. Yeah. Well, they're coming off a game where they had what? How many did they have against Michigan State? 5, right?
5,
so yeah, that's just never going to happen again.
I'll take that average, 5 and 11.
There are 4 power conference schools that are ahead of Illinois in 2-point percentage. So the other teams are teams that, either literally can't score anywhere else or are in lower level conferences. Marquette is number 1. Missouri is number 4. They got, talk about a screw job for Arkansas last night. Arizona is 8th and Texas is 10th. And then Illinois is 13th. Gonzaga is 11th, but they're not a power conference team technically. But the only team, Indiana, is 18th. So that's kind of the closest Big Ten competition in that stat.
Gotcha. Philip says, how many more games does Goody have to miss to get another year of eligibility? I think it's miss half the season. I think they'd have to redshirt him to do that, though, wouldn't they? I don't know the rules.
I don't know why I read that as how many more games does Google have to miss? I mean, my eyes are
Google.
Jesus.
Or go to the doctor.
Just look straight down. I said, does that say Google?
Something you mentioned in the preview to this game, some amazing free throw shooting. Illinois 9 of 14, so 64%. It's about their average. Minnesota 15 of 25 for 60%. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. Brad's post game, he came out and said, very, very pleased with the first half. It felt a little bit like survival with the foul problems we had, but I couldn't be happier with the job of Brandon Lieb, Ty Rogers, and Jaden. Those guys gave us a lead in the first half. It's never very comforting feeling. It's never a very comforting feeling for me when having Coleman in foul trouble.
He's probably afraid to not have the versatility.
He's so sad he couldn't get him 30 minutes.
Speaking of free throw shooting, is Talon Cooper the only point guard in the history of college basketball to be a horrible free throw? He's shooting 50%.
Oh, yeah.
23 for 46 from the line. Like, he's a point guard.
What is he,
Sincere Harris?
Was it this game? Somebody's 37% from the line, but 50% from three?
I think that was from the podcast on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Let me consult my files.
Yeah, go ahead. Brad said, this is a game you must go win, especially against Minnesota. And he said, anytime you get a win on the road in the Big Ten is a challenge, and it was a team effort tonight. A lot of us, not individuals, of course. He also said there's a reason why I play a lot of guys early. They've got to be prepared for league play to weather the storm. Talking about go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if this is it, but I did say that Cason Wallace for Kentucky is 46% from the field, 41% from three, and 57% from the line.
That was on the college midseason review, guys.
Yeah.
Go out and find that somewhere in the internet.
We do have more downloads for that than maybe ever for those podcasts, which very bizarre.
All you had to do was hate on Purdue, and you got all those follows.
Yeah.
And can we talk about how soft Twitter is now, or everybody?
God.
Holy cow!
I muted that conversation a couple days ago, but man.
Yeah,
what a disaster! You know how many views that tweet has?
It had like 400,000 when I saw it.
It is at 747,000.
Yeah. So if you didn't see it, Ethan, when Edie chucks Sissoko to the ground, Ethan made some comment like, "What did it say?"
I said, "Assault." Edie should be suspended for the remainder of the season, which is obviously not being serious, but also looking at that play, I don't think it's hard. It's a hard one to call because you have Sissoko is the one who initiates the contact, right?
Yeah,
he puts his arm against Edie.
I don't know if he initiated. He jumped up to get a rebound, and then Edie came down, and his arm was lodged in between his armpit.
Yeah, so Sissoko's left arm was up here. Edie's arm was here.
Yeah.
And I think Edie, the extracurricular is the only thing I have a real problem with. I feel like he did a little bit too much, but also
he flung him over his hip.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just Purdue fans, you're 17-1. Shut the hell up. I mean, what does this matter so much to you? But anyway, some very fun, probably the best comment of them all. Maybe, I don't know if it was the best, but it was top 10. Where this guy said, you have the Detroit Tigers to root for next. I thought that was a good one. But then just people taking it serious, just so stupid.
Yeah, it was unreal. It's kind of like Chester Frazier shared the chest bump with Eric Gordon. And I mean, Indiana Twitter it was literally like they all just repeat themselves too. Like if somebody already said it, bro, you don't have to say it again. Like we know you won the game. Eric Gordon banked in a 3 to go to overtime. Good job. And you like how it's not classless. The dude was an 19-year-old kid, and Eric Gordon got paid to go to Indiana. So
Eric Gordon would have been in Illinois if
Calvin Sampson wasn't a Bruce Pearl.
Right.
Anyways.
Exactly.
Underwood, back to the post game. Underwood said, quote, I look at getting better every day. I think a lot of that has to do with no school being able to practice a bunch. I just know we're getting better every day and playing with more concerted effort to play as a team. Is this why Brad Underwood's teams are so much better in January? Because he gets a month or whatever without classes or go to a days? I feel like it has something to do with it. He was also asked about Moretti, and he said, mid-semester guys are fabulous. I absolutely love that. We have been recruiting him hard. He is a guy that we will not even look at trying to play. He will eat, sleep, Adam Fletcher and Palmer Johnson. Wonder what they taste like. That's kind of weird. You can never have enough guards. Laughing at my own jokes also. Thanks, Ethan. You can never have enough jokes. You never have enough guards. Holy cow. This is off the rails. You can never have enough guys that make others better. He does that. He's an elite passer and elite in ball screens, and we're excited to have him. He gets a head start on lifting and eating and getting bigger and stronger. We have the best guys in college sports doing that, and that's why it's important now.
Can we have Nicolo Moretti be our version of like Colin Gillespie, like a 4-year like point guard who averages like 10 points and 8 assists or something? Like, can we have that? I would love to have that. What was the last time Illinois had that? Darren Williams, D. Brown, one of those two.
And like to get a guard that can do that, and then have
probably D. Brown
able to play, the two rather than the point would be great. Crypto was laughing. Thank you. At me or with me? That's the question.
Probably both, if I could guess.
So again, Illinois goes on the road, get a win you have to get, and now we get Indiana,
yeah. That is tonight, 7:30 p.m. FS1. There's 3 Big Ten games tonight. They put Hummel on the worst one. He's doing Maryland, Michigan, which
Benetti's doing Illinois though, right?
Is it him? I didn't think that he worked with Bardo that much.
He took a picture from the State Farm Center. So
well, I will say Bardo. I thought Bardo was pretty good in the Minnesota game.
Yeah,
less annoying to me. But that's just me. Let's see. It is Benetti and Bardo. Okay, that's not bad. And they got Michigan State. Rutgers is who's doing that game? Let's see here. Michigan, Maryland, Hummel is on that, which, like, I guess he's working for ESPN, so what can you do? Brandon Gaudin, Jim Jackson for Rutgers, Michigan State. That's not bad either, but all right. Indiana, they're 11-6, 2-4 in the Big Ten. Illinois, 13-5. By the way, Illinois, the last 4 seasons, they've started 13-5, right? The last 3 seasons? There's that tweet.
Yeah.
Was the last 4?
Last 4 or 5.
It can't be 5.
Which is kind of insane.
Way.
Yeah.
I would say 2020, they started 13-5. Okay, so the year where there was no tournament, they started 13-5.
Okay.
And the 1 seed year. By the way, Illinois, when they got the 1 seed that year, I was looking at the KenPom. They're one of 3 teams with offensive and defensive efficiency in the top 10 in the country that year. So that team should have gotten way further in the tournament than it did. Anyway, then last year they started 13-5. Okay, so with the current schedule, I think Illinois is going to probably do the exact same thing they've been doing every year, which is getting to the top 5 seed line. Unless this is different, you never know. But if it is the same, I think that would mean that they would win tonight. Anyway, Indiana had lost 3 straight before beating Wisconsin on Saturday. They've been without Race Thompson and Xavier Johnson for a bit. I assume these guys are both out. I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything that they're coming back. I heard Xavier Johnson was like a month, and
they said Race Thompson indefinitely, and that was 2 weeks. Yeah. Their metrics for 11 and 16 were pretty good. I will say that. Now let's get into this. Okay. You had the Illini basketball social media put out the video, which Tyler Griffey, I'm sure he's a nice guy, horrible narrator.
I was at that game. I like watching that. Chills, goosebumps.
I was watching it. I think I was, let's see, what year was that? That was 13? 2013?
Sounds right.
I think it was an 8:00 game, so I was, going to bed, right? Had school the next day,
Yeah,
but
getting ready for 5th grade.
whatever that was. Yeah, I think it was actually like 7th or 8th grade, but whatever. But I remember seeing that just walking into the kitchen. We still had a TV in the kitchen. And it was on. I was like, wow, what a victory. Anyway, I think I cared more than that. But they used the word rivalry to describe, which honestly, let's be honest here. This is not a rivalry. It's not. It's just not.
Yeah.
And if Illinois fans view this as a rivalry, that's what are we doing?
I think this is more of a like hate each other thing, but
I don't think it's a rivalry. Like, Lou Henson and Bob Knight, great moments.
I don't know if Illinois really has, right? I mean, Northwestern, I guess, would be the closest.
I saw a comment from some Indiana fan. Indiana fans still act like their program is like a blue blood type still, which is absolute bullshit because it's not. So they still pretend that that's the case.
I saw somebody compared Indiana fans to Notre Dame fans, still living from success in the 80s and still think that they're amazing. So.
Yeah, they had Archie Miller as their last head coach. I mean, give me a break. Yeah. But I think using the word rivalry there, I mean, rivalry is such a trigger word when people think it's not a rivalry, which I don't think it is. But I think Indiana fans,
on Indiana fan side.
I don't think it's a rivalry. Like what? Like
poll in the chat. Who thinks that Indiana is a rivalry?
Indiana's rival is Purdue.
Crean's post-game comment about the Griffey shot. I don't remember that. I was too busy celebrating.
But it's just not a rivalry. It's just not. Illinois' rival is probably Northwestern, if anybody. I mean, is Missouri a rival? I guess they would be a rival.
I mean,
because Indiana fans are saying
the border war or whatever.
Well, Indiana fans are saying that their rivals are Purdue and Kentucky, but also they don't even play Kentucky anymore. So how is that a rival? Stop pretending like you're on the level of their program. So Indiana's rival is Purdue. Illinois' rival is Missouri, and I mean Northwestern's not really
Purdue,
a rival, but that's what they say. Yeah,
because they're closer.
In-state stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's not a rivalry. I don't know why Illinois fans think it's a rivalry. I don't agree that it's a rivalry. I really
think there's just like, I think it's because
they don't like each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments in history
that have made them salty. More sides, Illinois fans is probably salty.
Eric Gordon, annoying. Yeah. But so I just wanted to address that. I think the video is great and all, but it's not a rivalry.
Steve says Indiana is a team we just hate, more like Michigan, not a rivalry. Illini win 10+. Good.
And we do have Bardo again on the call tonight. So I think Bardo is going to use a little bit more of the Illini homerism tonight, I think.
Yeah.
If I know the guys that played back in the day for the Illini like I think I do.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be.
I'm going to be at Pool League, so I don't even have to listen to it. So
that is unfortunate for you because Bardo, it's must-watch TV. Indiana's projected lineup. This is their lineup against Wisconsin on Saturday. They have Trey Galloway starting, 6'4" guard, 62% from 2-point range, 44% from 3. Jalen Hood-Schifino, the freshman guard, 6'6", had 16 points, 5 boards, 4 assists against Wisconsin. They got Northwestern transfer second year at Indiana, Miller Kopp, 6'7", shooting 45% from 3. Another forward, Jordan Geronimo, 6'6", 12 points, 11 boards against Wisconsin. And, of course, Trace Jackson Davis starting at the 5, 6'9", 18 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks against Wisconsin. This team really doesn't have a point guard. I think that's their big problem. Without Xavier Johnson, you really don't have a point guard.
Yeah.
And then add to the fact that you don't have Race Thompson in there either. It's not surprising that this team's faltered a little bit without them.
Right. And it's kind of, with Xavier Johnson gone, it's kind of thrown Hood-Schifino into the point guard role where he's more of a playmaker rather than a facilitator. Really good. Really good. It's another game where Illinois is going to have to keep the shooters off the 3-point line while also trying to take care of Trace Jackson Davis. I mean, Trace Jackson Davis, he's going to get his, right? It's stopping the other guys around him.
Yeah. I don't think that this team, to me, when I watch them play, I don't really view them as a threat to light you up from three, but their numbers from three aren't that bad.
Right.
But like you look at some of their wins, maybe their most key win in non-conference play was against Xavier, and they only made 4 threes in that game. And a lot of their guys didn't shoot well from three, but they beat North Carolina, who, they're whatever. They only had 3 threes made. Like, they don't shoot or make a lot of threes. I think that they're more so just fairly efficient a lot of times when they do. Because, like, against Wisconsin, they were 1 for 8 from three. So,
yeah. You think this is a game where, like, you keep Trace Jackson Davis under 20, probably have a good chance to win?
Yeah, I would think so. I think you could have 25 and it would still be hard for them to win, I think. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Ken Palm, adjusted offensive efficiency, Illinois 40th, Indiana's 29th. Defensive efficiency, Illinois 25th, Indiana 48th. I thought this Indiana team would be much better defensively than they've been.
Yeah.
But they did hold Wisconsin to 45. That was the last game Wisconsin played without Wall. They get Wall back and they win, although they probably should have lost. I mean, Penn State, Micah Shrewsbury left it all out in the line with those plays, and Funk just couldn't make a three.
Yeah.
Adjusted tempo, Illinois 59th, Indiana 78th, and overall on Ken Palm, Illinois 19th, Indiana is 28th. We got a comment here I wanted to address here.
Yep.
Geo Baker said on an interview, no one is worried about Indiana in the Big Ten. Yep, he's been saying that the entire time. Nobody is scared of Indiana.
Yeah, you sent me that when he said that. He said that at the beginning of the year.
Preseason, yeah.
And then Bohannon just talked about how soft Indiana was, right?
That's why they have players-only meetings, to be like, these guys don't believe in us. Everyone's talking bleep about us. Nobody thinks we're tough.
I mean, and that's it. Like they went after their own Barstool account.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Like,
that's pretty soft.
That's soft. And it was like nothing. It was just normal. Get your hopes up. A never-ending cycle of getting your hopes up in Indiana, not living up. How soft do you have to be?
Yeah.
Who the hell do they think they are?
Yeah.
They haven't done shit.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I think they came in thinking, oh, yeah.
They got crowned preseason.
Yeah.
Wrongfully so.
Yeah.
This program is a bunch of frauds. My great friends over at Purdue will own them for the rest of time. I mean, let's just be honest about it here. They're mad that they're 2-4 in the Big Ten and Purdue is 6-1. They're mad about that.
Oh yeah.
So so on that. I can agree with Purdue on that. Players to watch. All right.
Players to watch. I went with the bigs. Dane Danger, Terrence Shannon, or Trace Jackson Davis. Told you I was going to do that all the time this year. And we get to the Indiana game, and I immediately do it. Trace Jackson Davis, I think that this is a matchup that probably matters maybe second to the matchup you have. Because if Hood Schifino gets going, Illinois could be in some trouble. But Dane's got to play TJD straight up, not foul, not getting foul trouble, because I don't want to see Coleman Hawkins try to guard Trace Jackson Davis. Holy cow. Holy cow. So, yeah, I'm going to pick the battle of the bigs for my players to watch.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going Terrence Shannon Jr., who plays for Illinois, not Indiana.
Trace Jackson
and
Davis.
Jalen Hood Schifino. I'm curious to see how the Illini come out. Like, do you go with Sincere on Hood Schifino right away and then Shannon on Galloway?
I mean,
I almost think that's the move. Why not?
Yeah.
Sincere can guard Hood Schifino.
Yeah. I like that matchup. I mean,
and then
I think that's what you start with, because you want to be in his face right off the bat, right? And
Meyer on Kopp.
That's when they were saying Indy was going to be the Big Ten favorite. Yeah, I don't know.
Meyer on
Kopp. Mm-hmm.
Hawkins on Geronimo. I mean,
you have to. That means Geronimo is probably getting 15 rebounds, but sure.
What can you do? I'm trying to look at Underwood's record against Indiana. Let's see here. The Big Ten tournament game we won't count, even though a lot of Indiana fans were saying, a lot of their response to it's not a rivalry was like they're still mad that we beat them in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, what?
Yeah, I'm mad Curbelo can't make a fin layup.
I mean, come on.
That's what I'm
Also,
mad about. And
Indiana
was
lost in the first round.
first time I went to the Big Ten tournament since I was 21, and I got to see Illinois play one game. Thanks a lot.
Indiana
Illinois.
lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Illinois has won 4 straight regular season games against them. They beat them by 17 at Indiana last season. Year before that, they beat them by 4 at Indiana, even though the refs tried to steal that because I believe Io fouled out and they had to play overtime without him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the same season, they beat them by 9. Then the year before that, they beat them by 1 at home. Then Indiana won 3 straight before that. And then, so Underwood is not counting that Big Ten tournament. Underwood's 5-3 against Indiana with wins in his first season, then 3 straight losses, then 4 straight wins. And they've done it, pretty easily the last few times. Obviously, different team. Illinois is a much more different team now than they were, or than Indiana is from what they were last season. Indiana's got a lot of the same guys there. So,
yeah.
We'll see. I'm definitely less – I don't fear Indiana that much to begin with, but definitely less fearful if Xavier Johnson is out and Race Thompson.
And Race Thompson, yeah. Those are huge blows to them.
But if you're Coleman Hawkins and RJ Melendez, you're still thinking last year, like, Jesus, we should have beat them last year or twice. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But this is – I guess they'll play twice again next year because last year they only played once, right? And then this year – they're only playing once. So next year, I assume they would play twice.
Yeah, I would.
That should be how it works. I mean,
what
do I know? Well, we got a new Big Ten commissioner coming in.
Yeah,
I would like to throw my name in the hat.
Whitman.
Can I put my name in the hat there? Can we?
Heard that Whitman's leaving to be Big Ten commissioner.
I get him out. I would like to. Yeah, I would like to put my name in consideration for that.
Yeah.
So I hope that they see this. All right, predictions.
Predictions. This is it opened at Illinois as a 7-point favorite. I think that I would take Indiana in that. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a battle. Indiana's going to come to play. They're they need some wins
right now.
Yep, that means Indiana's getting bet like crazy. So I'd take Illinois. Illinois is going to win this though, 71-68. It's going to be a tight one. Matthew Meyer maybe step back 3 to finish off the Hoosiers, and also to can't think of the word, get back at Indiana for women's team for beating Illinois last night. The refs also suck in women's basketball. Thank you. Stunning.
I think Illinois is actually going to cover, but I'm not going to pick them to cover. So okay. I don't know what I'm doing. 67-62 Illinois. I actually think there's a chance.
If you were
Illinois,
betting, you'd pick differently. Is that what you're saying? But
probably.
You're not.
I think there's a chance Illinois absolutely destroys them, but also I don't want to do that on here. So
Bergie says you're wrong, and we play Indiana twice this year.
Do they?
We play them Saturday, February 18th.
Is it twice? Oh,
Thank
man.
you, Bergie. Thank you.
I didn't know we were going to have to do this twice. But we're only going to have to do it once.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Damn it. Okay.
Also, speaking of refs sucking, how about the charge on Coleman Hawkins? We didn't even talk about it. He didn't even
touch him? Yeah, that was bad.
Where his own guy ran into him.
They got Michigan and Purdue once. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Purdue.
Okay. Damn it. Okay.
We don't play Michigan once. We play Michigan twice.
No, they don't. They play them once. It's
no, February 11th and March 5th. It's the last game of the year.
Last game of the year is against Purdue.
No.
Are you looking at the wrong schedule? They play Rutgers on February 11th.
I'm looking at Indiana's.
Jesus.
Holy cow. Good episode today, boys. Woo.
So, yeah, Michigan once, Purdue once. Okay. And I think Rutgers once as well, yeah. And Iowa once. Okay. Damn it, I don't want it to play Indiana. I mean, I'm not scared of them, but I don't want it to do – well, just win this game.
Hey. It's an 11 a.m. game at Indiana, too, so that's an L.
They played them at 11 a.m. last season at Indiana and beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, well.
Literally played Saturday 11 a.m. last season and beat them by 17. But also, Ken Palm says Illinois will be 17-5 going into the Iowa game on February 4th. So that would be great.
Yeah. Illinois still a chance to be 17-3. Let's not forget that.
I kind of want them to lose just so that dies.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I agree. It's better than playing Purdue twice. But
Yeah, absolutely
preseason, I wouldn't have thought that way.
Yeah, whatever. We thought Indiana was a fraud at the beginning.
I didn't.
Of the season.
I had them finishing second in the conference, didn't I?
You would.
Or no, I had
right
them
behind Ohio State.
No, I had them first. I had them first, then I had Ohio State, then I had Illinois.
How's Ohio State doing? Let's talk about that. Around the Big Ten we go.
Yeah, Ohio State, they've lost 5 in a row. They're 2-5 in the Big Ten. Losses home against Purdue, at Maryland, home against Minnesota, which, Jesus, at Rutgers, and then at Nebraska is what this should say, right? Yeah, they lost to Nebraska
last night.
Yeah, not good. I spelled Nebraska there. Nebraska. Ohio State, I've seen people on Twitter saying, why don't they ever have a real 5-man? I've seen people saying they don't have a point guard. I think them not having a point guard is a legitimate thing. Because, like, you look at who would be the guy playing the 1 for them, and it would probably be freshman Bruce Thornton. And he's not really – I mean, his season high in assists is 6, which is not always an indicator of having a point guard, but it's pretty evident that they don't really have a legitimate point guard, I would say. Yeah. I don't really see I think the rotation's good on paper. Like, I think the players that they have, they should be much better. And I wonder what the problem is. You got 2 freshmen starting. You got Justice Suing back. You got Zed Key, who, I mean, a 6'8" playing the 5, not great. Probably in the Big Ten in a lot of games. But I think the big factor in their game yesterday is I know Nebraska defensively has been better, but how are you only scoring 60 points against them?
Yeah.
I think that is my big concern. And also rebounding has seemingly been a bit of an issue for them in terms of only 6 offensive boards last night. They did only allow 4, but 6 seems like a lot on that end. But, yeah, I don't know. You just look at Ohio State's metrics. They're not too bad. They still have the 11th ranked offensive efficiency in the country. Defensively, they could certainly be better. I think they've dropped or they've gotten a little bit better defensively from what they were last year. The difference is last year they had 2 NBA guys, which this year I think they might only have 1, which is Bryce Sensabaugh, who's been one of the best freshmen in the country. Hasn't been his fault. He's been putting up numbers all season long. Like he 3 for 7 from 3, 4 for 6 from 3, 2 for 3 from 3. He's scoring, but Ohio State not in a good spot. They got Iowa on Saturday. Then they got Illinois, then Indiana, then Wisconsin, then Michigan, then Northwestern, then Michigan State. So they had their games against Nebraska, Minnesota, blew those opportunities because they don't play either of those teams again. That's tough. That is a really, really tough spot.
I mean, this is you want them to beat Iowa, right? You don't want them you don't want them reeling coming into Illinois. That's for sure. Gary thinks Illinois is going to win 71-64 tonight. 7 points. Can you bet a tie? I'm not a big gambler. Oh, at 6.5 now.
You can't even bet on Illinois in the state of Illinois. So,
well, I'm just asking in general.
Yeah. Okay. So they have. I mean, objectively speaking, Ohio State probably has what? 2 opponents left that won't make the tournament. Northwestern and Maryland.
Yeah.
I mean, Wisconsin's metrics say that's not a tournament team, but I think they'll be in. But other than that, yeah, Iowa will be in, Illinois will be in, Indiana will be in, I think, unless Indiana starts to really pull an Ohio State. Michigan will be in, Michigan State will be in, Purdue will be in, Penn State will be in. Yeah, this could be a situation where they go 6-14 in the conference unless they figure this out. Not a good spot to be in though right now.
Who have they even beat? Anybody good?
They beat Rutgers,
yeah.
Yeah. And that's about it. I mean, Cincinnati's not great. Texas Tech's not great. Yeah, not good. Northwestern, that's a, good road win, Northwestern.
Yeah.
That's probably a Q1 win. Because the net is so great. By the way, did you see this?
Has to forfeit every game.
Did you see this tweet from last night about what the tournament seedings would be with the net right now, using only the net? horrific, like horrific. Let me find some of these here. Just maybe the worst thing I've ever seen. Nothing is loading on my computer, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone. That's great. Technology absolutely sucks. Here we go. One moment. Here we go.
Here we go.
This is from @jloose128 on Twitter.
That's somebody that I'd trust. Oh, he just went off the net rankings. I got you.
Yeah, but it also says January 17th, 2013. So that was a typo. Houston, Tennessee, Alabama, Purdue would be the 1 seeds. Tennessee? What are we doing here? Where's UCLA? Iowa State, who's been good.
Yeah, they've been
UConn. UConn would be a 2 seed.
Ouch.
UConn.
Well, they've lost 4 or 5.
Yeah, they're what are they? 1-5, 1-4 I think they're 1-5 in the Big East.
Holtzman can't recruit.
I think he can recruit. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that. I think it's the results. Like, look at the freshmen that they've had. Malachi Branham was a one and done. Getting Liddell in there, which Liddell was kind of a freebie.
Yeah.
Bryce Sensabaugh, Bruce Thor, like they've recruited well. It's just
they got some good guys coming in too.
Yeah.
Next year.
Here's where it gets even better. 3 seeds: St. Mary's and Gonzaga, Texas, and Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic would be a 3 seed, everybody. How about that?
So you're saying that the net rankings suck. I got you.
Let's just look at Florida Atlantic here. Their best win of the season was against Florida, who they beat by 2. Florida's not very good. Other than that, their 1 loss is to Ole Miss, and they have a bunch of wins over teams in their conference that aren't any good. Ohio State would be a 6 seed. How about that? Illinois would be a 6 seed. Creighton would be a 6 seed. Boise State would be a 5 seed. I mean, what are we doing here?
Where's Illinois at right now? 6 to 9, depending on who you look at.
I would say more so 5 to 6.
Okay.
I think Lenardi had him as a 6.
Oh, all right.
Well, I sent you that one. The stadium guy had him as what, like a 4 or 5. Here's another good one for you. Kent State would be a 10 seed.
Put them in.
But that was a failure. New Mexico would be an 8 seed. Nevada would be like, this is just so stupid. Anyway, 2013. There you go. That's what it said, but that's obviously not true.
We're getting to an hour today, guys.
Absolutely, we are. Conference only leaders. This is conference play only metrics. Offensive efficiency. No surprise, Purdue is number 1. Nebraska is number 14. And conference only defensive efficiency is Rutgers 1, Minnesota 14.
Brady says best he's seen is Illinois a 5, facing SIU in the second round. SIU-E or SIU-C?
Either way, we would teach those conferences, or we would teach those schools what's what when you play in a garbage conference.
Yeah.
Illinois would beat either SIU-E by 40. Either one. Doesn't matter. 2-point percentage in the conference. Illinois is number 1. Ohio State is 14th. Maybe that's a bit of their problem there.
Carbondale. Gotcha.
Yeah, which is the actual good of the two, if you really think about it. SIU sucks. 3-point percentage, no surprise, Penn State's number 1. Nebraska's 14th. And then this is interesting here. Defensive effective field goal percentage. So these are, defenses who are not allowing a lot of quality looks or, high efficiency offensive scoring against them. Michigan State first, Iowa 14th. So suck on that, Fran, bitch. Maybe over the line. Current Kim Pom Big Ten All Conference team is Edie Pickett, Shannon, TJD, and Sensabaugh, which I think I agree with the first 4. I think Sensabaugh has been really, really good as a freshman, but I do think that there's somebody that you could put in over him for that honor. So,
who's
Chris
that?
Murray. Chris Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Murray since returning,
Nice.
17-8, 32-9, 23-10, 17-7, 27-8.
I know you're a big Chris Murray
19-3.
guy.
Look at his numbers.
Imbrot says, I think we're going to wish we had Purdue twice. I don't know about that. Maybe for
In
a
what
chance
way?
to,
Yeah,
because
in
if
what
they
way?
beat them twice, they might have a chance to win the conference. I don't care about winning the conference this year.
I think we're past that. Yeah. Maybe win the conference tournament. But also, let's give a little shout out
Get a little go.
To Steve Peichel. How about this? Steve Peichel. Woo, what
Yeah.
a job.
How
How
about
many years do I have to
Rutgers?
talk about how much I like Steve Peichel before the national media starts to talk about him?
Too many years. At
It's
least
like
3
years in a
We've
row.
been doing it for 3
Jesus,
years. So
F and F. I know it's Rutgers, but don't tell that to Alrius Bailey, whatever his name is. They have the number 1 defense in the conference, and they have the number 4 conference strength of schedule, and they're 5-2. How about that? That was the best stat that I saw, because I think Purdue's conference strength of schedule on KenPom is 12th. Michigan's is 13th.
Yeah, Michigan's
Illinois is 14th,
brutal.
which that makes no sense. Illinois' conference strength schedule is 14th. I guess because they haven't how? Anyway. The number 1 strength of schedule.
They play Purdue once, is why.
I don't even know. Is it based on overall schedule or who they've played so far? I wonder.
I don't know.
Because Maryland has the toughest, which that makes sense. They've played Michigan, Rutgers, Iowa, Ohio State, Illinois, Wisconsin. So I think teams that have played Nebraska and Minnesota to this point probably tanks you a little bit. I'm assuming it's based on who they've played so far. But they also landed the 6th overall recruit in the 2024 class. Forward Alrius Bailey.
And he's from Georgia, right? He's not even from the East Coast.
Yeah. Rutgers has the number 3 class in the country right now for 2024.
Really?
2 players, yeah. Wow. It's him and a 4-star, I think.
I was going to say, what's the other guy, like a 2-star?
Their top 3 commits in the history of the program have all come under Peichel. So,
yeah.
Or, 3 of the top 4, because Omorier is 4th. This Gavin Griffiths, who is the 2023 guy, he's a 4-star. He's their 2nd highest. And this Bailey is by far and away their highest recruit from Powder Springs, Georgia.
Frodog says it's based on the overall conference play. So
for KenPom, I don't think it is.
Oh, you're looking at KenPom.
Yeah, sorry, I'm the KenPom. You got to pay for it. So exclusive. He picked Rutgers over Auburn and Kentucky.
Why we talk about it?
Auburn, Kentucky, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kansas, Oregon, Memphis. He had offers from all of them, Tennessee, Texas. So props to Steve Peichel, doing a hell of a job putting Rutgers on the map.
Yeah.
Haven't had a ton of success in the tournament yet, but they'll get there, I think. I think they're too good defensively, and I think this year is when they'll get there. I think them, much like Illinois, is more suited or equipped to play in March than they were in the years past. Even though I think that was more of an Illinois issue than Rutgers issue the last few years. But anyway, they're not going to have Geo Baker and Ron Harper Jr. playing hero ball, which I don't blame them because they were the best players in the team by a mile. Anyway, but tonight out elsewhere in the Big Ten, you have Rutgers at Michigan State. That's the game before Illinois. That's 5:30 on FS1. You have Michigan at Maryland, 6 o'clock Central on ESPN. Who are you picking in these games tonight?
I'm going to take Michigan State just because you were just talking.
Me too. I am too.
So much on Rutgers. And
I'll take Michigan, yeah.
I'm going to take Maryland at home.
Of course, sure, yeah. Well, Maryland is not going to be able to get over the fact they scored 13 points in the first half against Michigan the last time they played.
I will root against Hunter Dickinson till forever.
They're just kids.
Does Purdue play tonight?
I don't think so.
Was I seeing something? Did I see something? This says
Purdue plays Minnesota, but I didn't write that down because who cares?
6 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, who cares? Who wants to watch a 50-point beatdown?
That's true. That's true.
All right. I think we've all seen enough, huh?
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. We'll never be back again. I think maybe if we can, I don't know what your availability, maybe do a watch party for the Ohio State game. I don't know. Because we did. It's a Tuesday, I think, but it's a 6 o'clock. We did a watch party
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's the.
I should be available 24th. Right now. So
okay, so we'll throw that on the docket. Last time we did a watch party for Illinois Ohio State was 2 years ago, 11 a.m. Saturday. loss, so we need
How'd
to
that
get
go?
some revenge. Yeah,
Yeah, you want to do it just because you said this is when Illinois is going to blow the 17-3,
it could be tonight.
and you're
Though.
going to be like, told you.
Well, it
Right
could
to
be
my
tonight.
right to my face.
They could blow the 17-3 tonight.
It's not happening.
They've kept it alive longer than expected after starting 0-3.
Beat down Indiana.
I hope so. I don't want to be annoyed about this. But I'm sure that we'll be back before the Ohio State game, obviously. I mean, what am I even saying?
I would think.
Unless this, whatever. All right. We'll see you, everybody, for episode 141. Illinois better win tonight, beat Indiana. Mike Woodson probably can't coach, probably. Will be my thoughts, but maybe he can tonight.
And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like. We don't have the guys, Lunkers and Jeremy in here telling everybody. So if you like, that always helps. And ILL, baby, let's go.
You should also subscribe. I will say that.
And subscribe. But I'm sure everybody here is already doing that.
Well, I put like and subscribe in all caps in the description every time anyway. So, okay. Goodbye.
Later.